Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica!
Dana!
Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young.
And
we are here to rant and rave.
Escada, skoo, skoo, skoo. That was my tap. That was my tap dance. Oh, man. Escada, skadoo. I like it.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't like jazz scatting. It's not personal to you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Ella Fitzgerald. Jessica doesn't appreciate you.
That's a whole different category and league. She can do whatever she wants.
I'm sorry. You are now judging my ability.
No.
My scatting ability. You know what? I'm going to let people know how they can contact us and scold you. For really putting down what you don't know. That could be my next new love and pursuit.
It's a character I can picture you doing at the Groundlings.
All right,
Jazz
people.
scatter.
If you want to get a hold of Jessica and let her know it wasn't very kind to insult my scat abilities, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at the Rants and Raves podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Raves_the. Our website is therantsandravespodcast.com. You can find a contact button on there to get a hold of us, or you can email us at therantsandravespodcast@gmail.com. Please send us all of the things you want to rant about that bug you. We'll get it out for you. Anything, any good news stories, any raves, charity organization.
Fun messages.
And send us whatever. And then also let Jessica know it was really cruel of her to crush my dreams.
Sweet Avadiva, San Bernardina.
Oh, no.
Do you like it?
Well, I feel like Nat King Cole did it better.
I was just trying to prove a point.
Remember that song? Remember that song from the 90s? I hated it.
Which one?
I'm the Scat Man. Skidaloo-bop. Skidaloo-bop. Scat Man. Skidaloo-bop.
Yes.
I hated that song.
No, that was super weird. Like, I can't even remember how it goes exactly, but I absolutely know what you're talking about.
I hated that one, and I had, here comes a hot stepper.
Word up.
And that's a hot stepper.
Word up.
I can't.
Excuse me, Mr. Officer. Word up. You do me like that.
What's wrong with your body?
Here come the hot stepper.
Your body got so stiff, and you were using your head like a pointer.
And seriously, what the hell is the guy doing in the background? Word up. Like, what is he saying?
I don't know, but for the longest time, I thought he was saying murderer.
That was... Oh, my God. That would be... Here come the hot step up. Murderer. Perfect. That was from some movie that I never saw, but was like the kind of movie I'd want to see.
Worst opening to a story ever.
But do you remember that was like the main song?
Like the trailer?
It wasn't called Haute Couture, but it was something like that. It was like a fashion movie in the 90s.
Oh, then I definitely don't know.
Oh my God. It's kind of like that. Isn't that when Shaggy came about too?
Yeah.
He's going to be playing Sebastian in the new live Little Mermaid.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm mad about that or not. I can't decide. I think maybe I'm not. I don't know.
I am.
You are.
Picture this, we were both butt naked.
Banging on the bathroom floor.
Yeah, I don't need him to be the voice of a crab.
Okay, but that song is pretty. And also, he's not the one singing. He's just the...
Oh, you're right. He's the one that comes in with...
No, but yes.
To be a true player, don't know how you
Stop
get...
it. I'm serious. I'm going to video you in 3 seconds because you're a monster right now.
You guys, I'm so sorry. We're off the rails.
We
are off the rails. We were up so late on Sunday night recording. This is not a complaint.
Then we were up late getting it ready for Tuesday.
Oh my God. And now the sun is shining in our eyes. And we are wide-eyed and bushy-tailed and we are ready to rock.
I told Jessica what time to be at my house. And when she knocked on the door, I was sound asleep in bed and went, oh my God.
I love it.
We're a mess.
Well deserved.
We're a mess.
It's great.
Oh, man.
It's great.
I don't even know what we're doing at this point.
Yes. You know what? That was probably a very good shortened intro for us
I think so.
to usual.
Compared to our 2-hour episode. I was listening to this last episode. I told Jessica in the green room on my porch, that was one of the harder episodes to edit. Like, we did things that we don't ever do.
Yes.
We stopped in the middle and started talking. We coughed in the middle of each other's sentences.
Like that.
Yes, and you can't edit it out. We said and like so many times I can't tell you.
Exactly.
I mean, there's still, I left some in because eventually I was like, my fingers hurt.
No, it's sometimes you just have to let the pieces fall as they may.
Not to mention the real a-hole that didn't plug the microphones in.
At least, you know what? For real, at least also we found it at the beginning.
At the beginning, yes.
How many times have you gone through a performance, a recording, anything, and then
realized
you lost the whole thing? Or
wouldn't that have been a shame? You guys, can you imagine if we had lost that audio of me crying about everything in the world? What a shame that would have been.
No. Well, I'll tell you what, it'll help us get the train on the road, not because we just discussed our week.
I was going to say, I don't think I need to ask you how was your week, because your week has consisted of 24 hours and I think I've seen you most of it.
And we are going to see, you guys, I'm going to see Dana more this week than my husband.
Yeah.
Literally. And I'm not mad at it. We're doing a show together this week.
And we have a
rehearsing for that show.
Yeah, and we're going to the opera. I am so excited.
Dana, you guys don't even know this. Dana is finally getting to go to the opera.
We haven't told. You guys, I'm going to look away, Jessica.
Okay.
You guys, Jessica finally came through and invited me to the opera. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so excited. It's La Boheme.
Yes. It's actually, and I did not know this until recently, it's what the musical Rent was based on.
Oh, is that
it's
true?
like the inspiration for Rent, yeah.
I didn't know that either.
I had no idea either.
I do love La Boheme. That was one of my high school boyfriend's favorite operas. And
the eunuch.
He's not a eunuch. He's a professional opera singer with children.
I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, he doesn't listen.
All due respect.
He doesn't listen.
He might.
No, he left me. He doesn't want to listen to me. Thank God I would have married him. Oh, Lord. Talk about parallel universes. I don't want to see that life.
Okay.
I'd be working at I would have had to find a job when Sears closes in Springfield. I would have worked at Sears or something. I don't know.
You might not have had to work. Oh. Maybe he would have become
a famous opera singer.
Yeah.
Maybe, but then he would have traveled and cheated on me. Or how many Pavarotti was straight, right? Wasn't he known to be a womanizer?
I think so. I mean,
am I making up rumors?
No, I'm just treading lightly because there's a lot of stuff going on about that right now.
Oh, there is?
In the opera world. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Was Placido up for a twist?
Yeah.
Oh, I like him.
No, there's some news about him lately.
Uh-oh. Jessica's just you and me.
I know. I don't know why I'm getting scared. I'm sitting in front of everyone. But there's an investigation due to very new allegations that have come out against him.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
You know what? I'm still going to the opera on Saturday and I can be happier.
Well, I will say this, there's a lot of issues that require a lot more than a quick conversation about it. But when someone is involved, he's the artistic director of our opera here in town, right?
Yeah.
But there are literally hundreds of people employed by the opera. It's just like when one actor on a film, did you want to erase the whole film and everyone from the cameraman to the fellow actors to the producer, whatever. Mm-hmm. So for whatever it's worth, every organization is made up of a ton of people and they and their families are counting on their job and to bring us beautiful art and entertainment. So I'm certainly not turning a blind eye to serious issues. I just also am hesitant to talk about things when we don't quite know everything yet.
Right.
Other than obviously allegations being made.
Yes.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay, then. I'm it would be kind of funny if the opera FBI busted in and we're like, all right, Jessica Young, you're under arrest for slander. For opera slander.
You know what? It's also sad because he was my mom's favorite of the three tenors.
He was my favorite.
So I have to say, anytime, but everybody goes through this when it's like a hero or someone that you look up to, or
we have to be careful idolizing people. Like, they're people,
crazy.
They're humans.
Yes, exactly.
And some of them are not good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
And some of them are.
Exactly.
Oh, now I'm you. I'm like backpedaling. Jeez.
I feel like we're on a unicycle right now.
It's so precarious.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Okay, well I guess we can get right into it, right?
Just jump on in.
All right, I think you're up first for rants today.
Alrighty. So this comes to us from a listener. It's very short and it totally gets to the point. Loud chewing, exclamation point. Vomiting emoji.
Ugh.
People sitting so close to you at the medical clinic waiting room when it's empty. Find another chair, yo.
Yeah.
Angry emoji face.
So wait, say it again. There's so much.
Loud chewing. People sitting so close to you at the medical clinic's waiting room when it's empty.
Now, are these two separate rants?
No.
Are you sure they're talking about loud chewers in the office?
Yes, it says find another chair, yo, because I replied with, what were they eating?
Oh.
And they said a supermarket sandwich. I think it was a double entendre, if you will.
Oh.
The person is chewing and it's loud, which is annoying enough in itself. But I think this listener was insinuating that the waiting room was fully open, but they chose to sit directly next to her.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
And chew loudly.
Just the sitting part's unacceptable.
It's like 2 slaps in the face.
My son is going through this phase where he thinks it's hilarious to chew really loud, and then he also wants to look at it in the mirror. It's so gross. I always wonder, so I have to be very careful about gum because I chew it like a cow.
Do you pop your gum?
No, I'm not a popper. I'm a younger.
Just slow and low. Oh, that's amazing.
And it's loud. My mom always hated it. And as an adult, when I was in Sunday company, people would be like, well, Dana always has gum. We always know because we hear it. Like, I just kidding. I'm a real chomper. And I have an oral fixation. Like, I chew on straws. I chew on those little green things that they give you at Starbucks.
Oh.
I put paper clips in my mouth.
You must do it in private because I've never seen you do
Yeah,
it.
a lot of times it's when I'm writing or something.
Paper clips?
Yeah.
Did we talk about this? Are you pretending that you have a retainer or braces?
I think I probably have at some point, but that's not it anymore. It's just
Oh, stop it. That's metal.
I know. And I ding it around in my mouth.
Do you have pica?
What's that? Chew?
A disorder or
Pikachu?
syndrome that you like want to eat things like dirt or polyfill?
No, I don't want to eat it. I don't want to eat it. I just jangle it around in my mouth. I'm not consuming. I'm jangling.
How about a nice Russell Stover's hard candy? Not a metal paper clip.
Okay. I mean, whatever's around. I don't care.
No, I'm scared that you have metal in your mouth.
I know. It's not good.
I'm serious, for like sharp edges and...
Yeah, it's terrible. I've cut myself before. Yeah. I really abuse my mouth.
Apparently.
I one time pulled a staple out with my tooth and chipped it.
No.
What a moron.
No.
What a dumb.
Yeah.
And I paid the price. I chipped my tooth. Not bad, but isn't that the worst feeling? Have you ever chipped a tooth?
Yes.
It's terrifying, and it makes me think of every dream I've had where I've lost all my teeth and how horrible it was.
The first time it happened, I was in college, and it was a total accident. But a friend turned around and had a beer bottle in their hand.
Yeah.
And turned around so quickly, and I was just, we hit at the right time. It chipped the bottom of both of my front teeth.
No.
It's not even that it hurt. You're just in such shock.
Yes.
But all I thought was, she just knocked my teeth out.
Oh, no.
And they didn't. But it's like, and you can still see it. I never had it fixed. I
How
was
did
like,
you
can you
not?
just get, I asked the dentist, I'm like, can you just file that down? I mean, this literally happened so long ago. It's not funny. He goes, no, we don't take away from healthy teeth. We would add. And like, I'm like, just forget it. Because then
Did
I
you
pictured
cut?
that would just keep, I mean, it's
Is it sharp?
not really. I mean, I've lived with it for, again, an incredibly
Yeah,
long
you've probably
time.
grinded it down yourself on food.
I know, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't
over
like
time.
loud chewing, Dana.
I'm sorry. I don't chew my food loud.
I mean, I try not to, but especially if I'm at work and I'm eating at my desk and if somebody's near me, I'm always so mortified to chew chips or carrots. I love raw carrots.
Yeah.
And those are loud.
The only time it bugs me when somebody's eating something really crunchy and I can hear it is if I can tell they're trying to be soft about it. And for some reason that flies in my face.
It like echoes. I know.
Because it's like... and it just makes me mad. I don't know what
awful.
it is. It's often in a quiet, like a movie theater. You know, you're chewing slow because you know it's loud and bad. Wait till there's a car wreck. Something.
Oh my God.
Wait till a phone rings in the movie.
No. I do try to do oh my God, I needed water so bad when I was at the play, and I was like, don't be that person. And I thought of you and the unwrapping.
Yes,
ask everyone.
yes.
Specifically, they literally say, please unwrap any candies now.
Yes, they listened to me.
I was like reaching between my legs, trying so hard to find the bottle of water that was in my purse. And I heard just the slightest crunch of the bottle. I'm like, oh my God, I have to wait. And I waited until there was like a big
applause,
boom of noise.
Yeah.
And I just reached in and snatched
That's
it
the
out.
way you do it. I'm proud of you. That's how you're supposed to do it. Thank you. Thank you. And everyone at that play that you didn't enjoy, thanks you too.
Oh my God.
But the staging was amazing. I wasn't even there. I don't know why I can remember every word you said about nothing important to my life.
That is hysterical.
You asked me what day my doctor's appointment is next week. Couldn't tell you, but I sure can quote Jessica Young.
I'm so flattered.
I'll be honest, it annoys me.
Oh my God. I know. I'm sorry with my useless.
It's my brain's like, nah, we like
Trivia.
Jessica. We like Jessica's information. You don't need to worry about your life duties.
To wrap up the double sword here, the double-edged sword, when they replied, a supermarket sandwich, I then replied again, who eats at a medical clinic?
Ew, I didn't even think of that. You're so right.
I'm not bringing in my lunch to
Oh, hells no. I don't know what's floating in that waiting room that's going to land on my salad and I'm going to eat it.
I don't want to put my purse on the floor.
Oh, absolutely not. It's bad feng shui anyway. No, don't put your purse on the floor ever. Then your money flies away.
I know. You know what? Somebody that literally sells handbags that I used to see years ago for work, she would flip, and you would think I would have learned my lesson when I would go to her warehouse. I'd walk in, I'd always fling whatever bag I have on the ground, and her eyes would bug out. She's like, please. And I said, it's what she goes, I'm actually not asking you, I'm telling you. Like, it was clear that it was something that was a thing for us. She'd always pick up your bag and put it on like a bench or another chair.
Also, I don't want to gross you out, but I read this article one time that said the bottom of a woman's purse is dirtier than a bathroom floor.
That doesn't shock me.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying, like, I don't ever come in and put a purse on someone's... I'm saying that now
face.
As I'm looking at you. I do put my purse on your chair sometimes, but that's just because I got burned by cutter once.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And I think I have now become the only person that maybe sits in this chair.
You are.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like sequestered to a corner.
I put it in the corner. It's the Jessica chair. And it's not like it's even comfortable or you like it. I've just assigned it to you. Sorry about that.
It is comfortable. No, but do you know what? One time I had this freaking gorgeous bag that I had been given. It was a large, like a lady's tote, a proper tote, but it was made with old stock vintage fabric. They were very expensive, and we had it as a sample for work, and my boss at the time gave it to me, and I was like ecstatic. It even had little feet on it, right? So the fabric wouldn't touch.
Yeah.
Well, I brought it to a wedding in Vermont because I was like, oh, this is like so chic. I've never really had a nice bag like this. And I kind of brought it as my carry everything around
weekender
bag. I put it down, and clearly I put it in sap or tar. I don't know what the hell it was. Had no idea. It never like seeped up through the fabric. And then a family member that I hadn't met until the weekend of this wedding was giving me a lift like somewhere else in New England. I was going to visit various people while I was up there. Sitting in the back of their car, leather interior. And I got out when they were dropping me off, and there was black all over the seat of their car.
No.
And it was from the bottom of my bag.
No.
And I was so mortified I didn't say anything. I mean, they obviously know it was me. I never spoke to them again.
Oh, Jessica.
You
trashed and ran.
It got all over the leather. And let me tell you something. I took my bag to a professional cleaner. They're like, I'm sorry, you just need to get... I don't know what this is. It will not... There's no chance of it coming out.
Oh, man.
So there's no chance it came out of their leather.
Oh, no.
Of their
Maybe.
pristine
What about
car.
like pine resin salve?
I'm telling you, it was.
So,
oh, really?
So there's pine resin, which
Yeah.
is really, really sticky.
Yes.
So I just made my sisters, I'm going to show you, I meant to show you last night. My sisters and myself and my nanny Kira, I made us homemade beeswax sandwich
Yes.
wraps. And you use pine resin and they give you a pine resin salve
Interesting.
that takes the sticky off your fingers. It dissolves it.
Well, it's a few years
too late. Sorry. Well, guess you should have known me earlier. Guess you should have started calling me for all your
I
problems.
didn't know you then.
Well,
I didn't know you knew how to remove resin.
I know it's actually shocking. Usually you're the one who knows everything.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I made a Harry Potter sandwich wrap.
That's all. No, I saw your little video making those. That's awesome. I can't wait to
loved
see
it.
them.
Yeah, they're really cute.
That is a great idea.
Yeah, because I've been trying to lessen my footprint a little bit. I have
Totally.
paper sandwich baggies, which are good, but then I also thought, well, it'd be nice to have these reusable. And I
Totally.
found this Harry Potter fabric. My sister really loves Harry Potter. I was like, that's so cute.
It's perfect.
Yeah. So now we have the Harry Potter kids' faces on our food.
It's great.
Okay, well, I guess it's time for me to get into my rant.
Yeah.
Okay, so my rant this week is also from a listener. This listener says, OMG, new rant. People who go slow in the passing lane and stay. There's room to get in the slow lane, but no, they want to stay in the passing lane. Angry face emojis with curse words. Oh, sorry, that's from you. I don't understand this temporary phone.
That is amazing. That was a message that I sent her a little while ago that just caught up to real
Just now
time.
came through. Okay.
perfect.
Okay, here we go. To vibrate. No, I responded to this listener. Thank you, in all caps, for making me feel like I'm not the only one made furious by this. Thank
Right.
you. Grant received and noted for future. I was so angry I couldn't even type right. And then I was like, asterisk rant, not grant. No, but I'm so glad somebody else said it because I've been wanting to talk about it for so long. I have been lately getting so aggravated at that because I'm like, it's basic driver's ed.
Yeah.
Especially out here where we have sometimes, 6 to 8 lanes. And then a person gets over into another lane for no apparent reason. They're not going any faster than anyone else. They're not turning. They just wanted to move.
Yeah.
Like they're fucking Super Mario Kart. Like, what's wrong with you? Why? And you know me, I'm the one that does the Powell scowl as I drive by.
And honks.
No, not unless they've really made me mad.
good.
But I'll drive by and then I'll make some sort of gesture and roll my eyes like, oh, what?
You have to do what I do, right? And crane your head,
Yes.
glaring at them to see who
Yes.
it is that's doing it.
And then if they refuse to look at me, because people know when they've done something that aggravates others and they don't want to look at you, then I go, oh, okay, in my car. And then as I pull away, I put my thumb out the window. Thumbs up. Really great. Okay. Thumbs up.
Oh my God.
But it makes me I don't understand. Or like when they're behind another car and then they just want out from behind the car. I don't know if they're afraid rocks are spitting up on them or what, but they're not going faster than the traffic beside them.
Right.
And they're preventing anyone else from getting by.
That's true.
It's infuriating. We didn't learn to drive this way in driver's ed.
I mean, I'm bad. I'm laughing because I get so mad, but it's only if I'm in a rush, like if I'm late to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Other than that, I literally drive like a 90-year-old that shouldn't be on the road. But I do stay in the slow lane. Do you know what I know?
Yeah.
That even bugs people, but I'm like, yeah,
No, if you
I'm gonna
can get
probably
around.
go 50 on the highway right now. I'm serious.
Yeah. If you can get around though, who cares?
But I even go crazy if somebody is not in the slowest lane and holding up.
Yeah,
traffic.
people that stay in the far fastest lane and then go slower than everyone else make me angry. That's when that taxi driver got mad at me that one time because that's what he was doing. And I beeped at him and then he chased me down and wanted to murder me.
No.
Yeah, but I was like...
It's actually not my husband gets very upset sometimes with me because he'll be angry that I'm going so slow. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going too slow and whatever. He goes, yes. He goes, you're not even keeping up with the speed limit.
Yeah.
He goes, that is a hazard.
Yeah, he's
you
not
are
wrong.
a hazard on the road.
He's not wrong, Jessica. He's not wrong.
I know anybody that's ever driven in the car with me is laughing right now. Yeah, I'm a slow driver, people, okay?
So is Dan Tipton.
He is?
Yes, and it drives me
Amazing.
insane. It drives me crazy.
Amazing.
Or he'll complain, nobody's letting me over. And I'm like, you don't have your turn signal on. They don't even know you want over. How dare you be mad?
Yes.
Turn on your turn signal. They're not going to let me over. Well, how do you know? This is... I think that's the equivalent, like, for me.
God, he's like me. That's hilarious.
Yeah. For me, growing up, I have so many distinct memories of my parents getting in fights when we were headed to potlucks. Mm-hmm. Somebody has a thing of baked beans, and somebody's yelling the other person's driving too fast, it's going to spill. So our family equivalent of that is me yelling at Dan for driving too slow.
I love it.
Or
By
not
the
turning
way,
on his turn
was
signal.
your family's potluck dish of choice baked beans?
It was either baked beans or what were our other staples? We had 2 or 3 staples.
I love baked beans.
I do
That's why.
too. I do
God!
too.
Did you guys like
Baked
buy
beans, mashed
the canned
potatoes.
ones, or did
No.
your mom or your dad make like a special recipe?
Oh, well, we bought the canned beans. We didn't make them in the crock pot. But then my parents, we bought them with
Added
no...
to it.
Yes.
Yes. That's the best kind to do it. Mm-hmm. Did they buy like plain navy beans or something?
Yeah. Something with no seasoning.
Yes.
And then added barbecue
That's what my
and
stepmom does, and
seasoning.
they're the best beans ever.
Good. I know.
Grandma Brown's beans from New York.
That sounds like a product.
It is a real product, and they're not cheap. My dad and I are like, what? I got all excited because they sent me a little care package a while ago with cans of the beans, and I was like, yes, my childhood in a box. But they are not cheap.
Are they at the grocery?
No, they have to be
you have to
ordered.
order
They're
them?
from New York. They're from like some
Restaurant?
No, but it's like a brand, and it's from a small little, I guess, processing place in New York
How
State.
fancy.
I know. Grandma Brown's.
Oh, Grandma.
The next time I get some of those, hint, hint, wink, wink, dad. I will have to make some and bring them to you. They're the best.
If your dad sends you some, we'll do a tasting on the show.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have a really posh bean tasting.
Oh, God. Ooh. You know what's going to happen then. I hope not.
A cheek peel, if you're in my house, you're going to have to go outside and then make it so I don't hear.
Oh, my God. Unfortunately, you probably would still hear her. I think you've learned that, too.
Jessica, you make yourself sound like a beast.
I know.
Like you are a farting, burping, chewing.
I'm not, but I go outside, okay? At least I have the presence to go away from humans.
So that you can do your mating call to Alan? Poor Alan.
Oh, God.
Okay, should we do our cleansing breath?
Yes.
So I always say if you're in a store or something, and you're too embarrassed, you can do it silently or you can do it out loud. Like, do whatever you want, honestly.
Exactly.
But I am asking, I know it seems silly, but I am asking that you follow directions and do it. It's good for you. It's good for you. Even if you are in a public place, just take a deep breath.
Yeah.
So we're going to breathe in and Oh, that's nice.
That's great.
It does always feel silly, but after we do it, I really do feel like,
yes.
Okay, we got all that shit out.
Absolutely.
I got all my angry faces out. Okay, so we're going into corners.
Good. We are.
I think you're up first, Jess. I like yours. I'll let you get to it. I love that I need to comment before you even do it, as if anybody knows.
No, but look, we like everything that we bring up here because if we didn't, I don't think we would talk about it on the show.
Sure. But some of them are really touching.
Yeah. So this was a story sent to us from a listener, and it is about a little boy who was bullied for a homemade t-shirt he made at school. Mm-hmm. A Florida student obsessed with the University of Tennessee wanted to represent the volunteers during his elementary school's College Colors Day, but didn't own any of their apparel, so he took the matter into his own hands. Laura Snyder, his teacher at Altamont Elementary, says he drew a UT, the university's logo, on paper and pinned it to an orange t-shirt.
Honestly, it's so cute, though.
So sweet.
Yeah.
When the day finally arrived, he was so excited to show me his shirt, his teacher said. I was impressed that he took it one step further to make his own label. By lunchtime, the spirited Vols fan was in tears. Some girls at the lunch table next to his, who didn't even participate in the College Colors Day, had made fun of his sign that he had attached to his shirt. He was devastated, the teacher said.
Mean girls.
So mean. So in hopes of raising his spirits, Snyder said she planned on buying him an official University of Tennessee t-shirt and asked friends if they had contacts with the school who could make it a little extra special for him. By Thursday, her Facebook post had gone viral among Vols fans, with lots of people leaving supportive comments. And it wasn't long before the University of Tennessee reached out wanting to send the student a care package full of swag and apparel.
Yes.
You have all taken this above and beyond what I would have ever imagined, said his teacher. My student was so amazed at all the goodies in the box, he proudly put on the jersey and one of the many hats. All who saw had either goosebumps or tears while we explained that he had inspired and touched the lives of so many people. So according to the university, what's more, University of Tennessee said it was turning his UT design into an official t-shirt.
That's my favorite part.
It's fantastic. So again, we will post a picture of this.
We'll post a picture, yeah.
It's hand drawn.
Yeah, on a piece of notebook paper.
And they're turning that into a t-shirt design. And they said a portion of the proceeds from every shirt will go to Anti-Bullying Foundation.
Yes.
I love it.
I love it too. And let me say,
Look at it.
I love it. I would wear that shirt.
Yes.
I mean, it's so adorable.
It's so great.
And here's the thing. I know bullying is a problem, and I know we all like to think my kid would never.
Right?
But we don't know what our children are doing when we're not around, when our eyes are not on them to go, hey, you know? So here's what I want to say about that. These kinds of stories that we share, we know we have an explicit podcast, and all of you parents out there are really trying to protect your children from us, and I get it. But a story like that, if you could share that with them, because I wonder sometimes, you know, kids' brains aren't fully developed. They don't understand consequences and things like that. I don't know that they know the fallout. They think they're just having friends fun. You know what I mean? But if they heard a story like this and know how much they could hurt a person who's already clearly struggling, like his family clearly doesn't have enough to be able to provide him with something frivolous like that, which I've been there.
Yes.
I've been there in my childhood. I've been there in my adulthood. Like, it's very normal. Please share with your children a story like this so that they know how devastating that can be.
Totally.
And how wrong it is. But I love that they took this, what potentially could have been. Honestly, it's things like that you don't ever forget. I know it seems silly, but it's so scarring when you're a child. And it does, I think, have repercussions on your personality and how you respond to things and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, I think it's amazing what the university did.
Absolutely.
I'm in love with that teacher. I mean, it's the beginning of the school year, and we haven't done like a proper shout out to school teachers. I know we have lots of friends that are school teachers, lots of listeners are school teachers. You guys are superheroes for real. And I don't know how you do it, because everybody has their days where they're just not into what they're doing. But you people shape our children. My son's school teachers, we have been so lucky and had the most amazing teachers.
That's great.
And I couldn't be more grateful.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. So shout out to school teachers this year. Best of luck in this new school year. You guys are incredible.
Yep. And let's all be a little more mindful.
Yeah. Because honestly, I can't say that I don't sometimes walk down the street and see a weirdo in Hollywood and say to a friend, look at that stupid shirt. Which maybe I need to stop and think, even though I'm not saying it to their face. You guys, honestly, is it that bad? No, I'm kidding. Okay, so I'm getting ready to do a corner, and we're going to create a new corner. It's a history corner. So Jessica has an intro for us.
If I could put time in a bottle. History.
That's our history corner.
I am crying.
I need to drink water after that masculinity.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
Loud swallowing.
What a nightmare person I am. I just did it for your benefit.
Loud drinking.
I know. Okay, here we go. And we're going to post a picture of this person. So when Frances Perkins was a little girl, she asked her parents why nice people could be poor. Her father told her not to worry about those things, and that poor people were poor because they were lazy and drank. Oof. Eventually, she went to Mount Holyoke College and majored in physics. In her final semester, she took a class in American economic history and toured the mills along the Connecticut River to see working conditions. She was horrified. Eventually, instead of teaching until she married, she earned a master's degree in social work from Columbia University. In 1910, Perkins became executive secretary of New York City Consumers League. She campaigned for sanitary regulations for bakeries, fire protection for factories, and legislation to limit the working hours for women and children in factories to 54 hours per week. She worked mainly in New York State's capital, Albany. Here she made friends with politicians and learned how to lobby. On March 25, 1911, Frances was having tea with friends when they heard fire engines. They ran to see what was happening and witnessed one of the worst workplace disasters in U.S. history. The Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire was devastating, killing 146 people, mostly young women and girls. Frances watched as fire escapes collapsed and firemen's ladders couldn't reach the women trapped by the flames. She watched 47 workers leap to their deaths from the 8th and 9th floors. Ooh, poignantly, just a year before, these same women and girls had fought for and won the 54-hour work week and other benefits that Frances had championed. These women weren't just tragic victims, they were heroes of the labor force. Frances, at that moment, resolved to make sure their deaths meant something. A committee to study reforms in safety in factories was formed, and Perkins became the secretary. The group took on not only fire safety, but all other health issues they could think of. Perkins, by that time a respected expert witness, helped draft the most comprehensive set of laws regarding workplace health and safety in the country. Other states started copying New York's new laws to protect workers. Perkins continued to work in New York for decades until she was asked by President-elect Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1933 to serve as Secretary of Labor. She told him only if he agreed with her goals: 40-hour work week, minimum wage, unemployment and workers' compensation, abolition of child labor, federal aid to the states for unemployment, Social Security, a revitalized federal employment service, and universal health insurance. He agreed. Similar to what she had worked for in New York, her success became the New Deal. Oh, wow. And changed the country and its workers forever. So while you may not know her name, you certainly know her legacy. That's incredible. I'd never heard of her. And she did all of that. Like the workforce as we know it today.
Since you and I have been alive, we don't know any different from that, right?
Yes.
It's kind of crazy how much of a pioneer she was for that.
Yeah, and why are we not learning about her in history?
There's a lot of people we don't.
I know, it's crazy. Do you think it's because she's a woman that fell off in the beginning and just she got lost in history?
I mean, I don't think that's too far-fetched.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Frances.
Yeah,
thank you.
And thank you to our listener. That was very cool.
Yes. Super cool. I love it. Okay, I guess we're ready to move into our raves.
I guess so. We're just really moving along. We're really
booking it. This is very different than our last night's.
It's much more appropriate for our listeners.
You're welcome.
Oh my God. Okay, so again, we know we always say we love this, but again, we do love all of our raves.
I know.
We wouldn't talk about
them. This one's cool.
We really do. And this is very empowering, and another strong female. Malawi female chief comes to power and annuls over 1,500 child marriages and sends young girls back to school. Teresa Kachindamoto had never held the ambition to become chief. She lived in a different town and had multiple older siblings. But despite that, her reputation for being good with people secured her an unexpected election. In the end, she was informed that she will get the job, whether I like it or not. And so this kind-hearted woman became senior chief and immediately brought an end to the practice of child marriage among her community.
Wonderful. Having been a widely accepted cultural practice in the area, many parents had previously married their children off at a young age, usually for financial reasons. Right. Kachindamoto was determined to take a stand against the tradition, which took teenage girls and made them wives and mothers before the age of 18. When she visited the area of Monkey Bay, the chief met with girls as young as 12 who had both children and husbands. Unbelievable. To this, she responded by saying, I told them, whether you like it or not, I want these marriages to be terminated. She used her role to nullify more than 1,500 child marriages since 2017 and sending the girls who were married off before being able to complete their education back to school. Wonderful. I love it. She took a bold step towards ending poverty in Malawi, where a 2017 UN statistic suggested that 45% of young girls are unable to remain in school past 8th grade. Oh my gosh.
I was 13 in 8th grade.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
very young, very...
I wasn't prepared to be pulled out of school, made into a wife and a mother. I'll tell you that.
Right? In addition, she stood against pardon my pronunciation, Kusasa-fumbi, which is the process of sending underage girls off to camps in order to train them, in many instances as young as 7.
Train them for what?
To perform sexual acts to please their potential husbands.
Stop.
She threatened to remove any chief from power who allowed this practice, changing the laws that were affecting the way people were able to act. At one point, she had no choice but to fire 4 chiefs in areas where child marriages were still happening, as well as getting 50 sub-chiefs to sign an agreement abolishing the practice of early marriage. She has received death threats, and her response is, "I don't care, I don't mind. I've said whatever, we can talk, but these girls will go back to school.
Yeah.
I'm chief until I die," she laughingly said.
Wow.
So there's
Now,
a short
is that
documentary about this.
And what's the date on this? When did she come to be chief? Do you know? Because I'm just trying to wrap around.
This article is from August 28th of this year.
gosh.
So I think that this must have happened. Well, wait a minute. It
And
says
where's Malawi?
since 2017 she's annulled the
Oh,
marriages.
that's right.
So
where is Malawi located? Do we know?
I do not know.
Yeah, I don't either.
Look at that queen.
Ooh, wow.
I love her, the
I
chief.
love her. She's beautiful. That's amazing. I just can't. It's mind-boggling. I know
It's
different
crazy.
places in the world have different practices, and even we've had a battle with child marriage. It blows my mind that can still happen today.
Yeah. Malawi is near Mozambique.
Okay.
If you're looking at the map. It's a landlocked country in southeastern Africa.
She is incredible. Good for her. I mean, that's major change.
It is major.
That is hard to... And she's the first female chief?
Yeah.
Incredible.
She looks like a badass.
Yeah, she does. I would want her on my side anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
That leopard dress and those beads. Ooh, she looked great.
Yes, anyone who is trying to abolish practices. Look, there's things that go on that are creepy with boys too, but usually, I mean, let's be frank, it's usually with young girls. And again, with the being married off or sold into sexual servitude, slavery, all of this stuff, it's horrifying, and it goes on around the world. It goes on in the United States, for crying out loud, you guys. Like, I'm
Sex
sure you've
trafficking is a
seen.
major problem here, and
I saw it in a small town. I was actually like so shocked. I'm like, oh, I wouldn't be surprised to see this in LA or somewhere like that. But I've seen it in some smaller towns, and in a bathroom, seen a thing that says if you need help or if you have, been a victim of sexual slavery and things like that. And I was like, what? But it's everywhere now.
I know. It's awful.
Yeah. So kudos to somebody who's willing to stand up for their whole community. Seriously, the woman's receiving death threats, which sadly does not surprise me.
I know, but she doesn't care.
Nope.
She's a warrior, man. A warrior.
Shooting down the walls of heartache. Bang, bang.
Yeah, right? Doesn't it say she's a warrior?
Yes.
Okay.
I am the warrior.
Stop squeezing the bridge of your nose. You didn't have to do that to find your note.
Oh my God.
I love how your body gets into your singing. It's full body Jessica when she sings, you guys. She does something different every time, but it's so committed that her entire body is in it. Your arms shoot down straight or your shoulders go crazy. I saw a video. My sister sent me a video of this dancing baby, and I almost sent it to you, but it was a night I was just crying.
Too many people sent it to me. I already know the one you're talking about.
With the
that's why I'm
shoulders?
rolling my eyes, yes.
Yeah, because that baby is channeling you. Everyone knows it. Just accept it. Yes, that's it. Just accept it. That baby stole your bit.
It's amazing.
That baby stole your bit. Okay, stop doing it. It's so adorable when that baby does it, but when you make that face, it's creepy.
Oh my God. Take us into another rave.
Okay. Mine is school gives PE credit to students who do yard work for elderly neighbors.
Can I go back to school? Because I'd love to do that.
Oh my God. I think it's amazing. So this is by Regan Jones, published on September 5th. I'm going to read you the article here. The Alternative Learning Center, ALC, located in, oh boy, I'm bad. Dubuque, Iowa. Oh, Dubuque, Iowa, is taking a fresh, new approach to physical education for its students. The school developed a program that awards PE credits to students who contribute community service in the form of yard work for the elderly and people with disabilities. The school's curriculum allows students to choose from several activities over the final 2 weeks of the school year for credit towards their PE class. The program launched in 2015, the same year the school installed a garden. The students learn valuable life skills while giving back to the community. Activities include everything from mowing lawns and raking leaves to cutting bamboo and tending chicken coops. Students are often hesitant at the outset of the program. However, connecting with the residents and getting their hands dirty serves to motivate them. Research has shown that life skills programs significantly increase youth's education readiness, community engagement, self-confidence, and focus on the future. Teaching life skills is important to help youth develop a sense of responsibility, take initiative, and take control of their lives during an important developmental period. An approach such as that utilized by ALC fosters a variety of social skills as students practice interacting with a cross-section of society. Self-awareness, critical and creative thinking, and problem-solving are all exercised through the execution of the yard work assignments. The number of youth engaging in at-risk behavior points to a lack of life skills in that demographic. While traditionally the role of family life skills are becoming an increasingly important component of formal education, the development of such skills through experimental learning is particularly effective. And then it goes on to say how to help youth develop life skills by practicing real-life situations, preparing for triggers, practicing empathy, focusing on what motivates the youth and finding their place in the world, focusing on positives. These strategies can be employed in a variety of settings and take on different expressions depending on the situation. For the students of the ALC, it was yard work and community service. I love that so much because not only is it all those things that they mentioned, it's also something that these people need, the elderly and those with disability. And it's also fostering communication between the generations and between people with disabilities so that these young people are learning how to be accepting of people not like them and not disrespectful to the elderly or people bullying people with disabilities who are different than them. I think there's so much that can be gleaned from this program.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful.
So many times when people are not getting that kind of support, whether it's because it's not something that's being provided at home or
whatever their circumstances are.
It's just helping people get out of a bad situation and giving them the skills to move forward for a better future for themselves.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people start out in a bad place or get in a rut or whatever it is. And again, to give them life skills and something tangible to do that makes them feel better about themselves.
Yes.
And prepare them for being a contributing member of society.
Absolutely. Yes.
Fantastic.
I love it.
All about it.
And also, like, I'm sure there's a limit, but I hated PE, which I don't think will come as a shock. I would have been doing yard work.
I mean, I love
out
gardening.
The wazoo.
So yes, something like that, I would have been like, yes.
I was used to mowing the yard
to get
anyway.
Off campus.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
And go talk to people that, like, older people with stories, people with disabilities different than me. You know, some old lady's making cookies for those kids.
Right.
Come on.
Or a sweet old man that's telling a story.
He's telling a story and whittling a wood shoe. Come on. I love that. I think that's a cool school to think of something like that. What's that organization I said? The ALC.
It's just so good again for the entire community. I love things that bring things together and help people support. Like, I have friends whose parents still go to, like, check out the high school football game. Their kids haven't
been there in ages.
Their kids didn't play any sport or play in band or whatever, but 30 years later they're still sitting out there for their anything like that. I think it's awesome.
I know, it makes my heart sing.
Yeah.
What would my heart sing out loud, Jessica? I just want to know what you think my heart would sing.
You'll be swell. You'll be great. Gonna have the whole world on a plate. Starting here, starting now. Honey, everything's coming up roses with frogs in their throats.
You held on to that microphone like you were doing your own lounge act in Vegas.
And looking you in the eye.
Directly. So much eye contact.
Oh, that's so creepy.
So much eye contact. I'm not happy with that song.
I'm not either. Or that gravelly voice.
No, not because of the performance. I thought I was going to have some cool like R&B song or maybe like this is how we do it. Something. But no, I get some Ethel Merman.
It is Ethel Merman.
Thank you. I know.
Oh my God. And I really know it mainly because of it being sung in the movie Airplane.
What?
By somebody in the VA hospital.
Oh my God.
He thinks he's Ethel Merman. And it like
not
is
a secret,
Ethel Merman.
But get your hand away from your mouth. It's not a secret. People can't see you.
Oh my God.
They don't know you're trying to tell a secret. That's not a secret.
It's true. Again, we're going to have to set up the hidden camera eventually.
No, I'm so mad I have this stupid temporary phone. I would have yanked up my camera and gotten you. Also, I really probably will ask you to do that baby dance again. Jessica.
Dana.
I think that's our show.
I think it is.
Would you like to tell people how to get a hold of us?
Sure, if I can get it out of my throat.
I know. It's allergies.
Hey, I'm sorry, people. Please, again, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Rants and Raves Podcast, Twitter at Raves_the. You can email us at the Rants and Raves Podcast at gmail.com or on our website through the contact button, the Rants and Raves Podcast.com. Again, thank you so much for the support. As always, we love you guys. We couldn't do this without you. And I want to leave you with a little obsession.
Yeah, usually we do like a weekly point to ponder, or I share some cat I'm following on Instagram.
Yes.
But Jessica turned me on to something she's got to share with you guys.
I mean, I have
It's
not
so
been this
good.
obsessed with a show in years. If you do not know about it, because I didn't until a week ago.
I didn't either.
And I don't get it, because we love
It's
so many
so-
people that are a part of that show.
Yes, and it's so up our alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Netflix, please do yourself a favor and look for a show called Documentary Now. It came out several years ago on IFC. It's by Bill Hader and Fred Armisen. Seth Meyers is also...
Seth Meyers wrote most of the episodes.
Seth Meyers.
Yeah.
Is it with an S? Why did I just get weird with his name? Singular or plural?
No, I think it's Myers.
Myers. You know, he hosts a late night talk show 5 nights a week. Oh my God. But the writing is insane. The people that they choose for each episode, perfect. It is a parody of real documentaries.
They're so real. They're so
Beyond.
spot on. The Grey Gardens one.
Grey Gardens. There's one that's a parody of Nanook from the North,
Oh my
which
God.
most of us were shown in school at some point.
It's so inappropriate.
That was made like in the 30s.
Yes.
They went up and followed an Eskimo in
And
Canada.
I will say, if you watch documentaries and you're familiar with what exactly they're lampooning, it's mind blowing how amazing it is. But even if you don't watch documentaries, they're still so funny as standalone
Beyond.
pieces. Yeah.
I want you to watch all of them, but I'm going to suggest my top 3 that I've now watched multiple times, and I literally laugh out loud each time because I can't stop. I don't remember what this one is called, but it's kind of a parody of Chef's Table, and it's about a chef in Colombia who makes arroz con pollo.
What is that?
Like chicken and rice, but they try to make it like this elevated thing. It's the funniest bloody thing ever. I think that one's in season 1, and then my other 2 are in season 3. There's 3 seasons of it. One is called Waiting for the Artist, and it's the best parody I've ever seen. It's so real. It's a takeoff on Marina Abramovic. I'm not saying her name so well. Very famous performance artist. Guarantee you people know who she is. She famously stood in a room and people were allowed to come in and do whatever they wanted
Be
to her.
abusive to her, and it was shocking
And
how
it was horrible
horrible they were.
that people did just because they could.
Yeah.
It's so well done, and Kate Blanchett plays the artist.
She's
and
amazing.
Beyond.
And who's the guy she's obsessed with? It's Fred Armisen, but
Demo. But I don't know. I mean, it was the lady, the real woman it's the real woman it is doing a parody of also had a very tumultuous relationship with another artist who was her lover. They famously both started on opposite sides of the Great Wall of China and met in the middle to say goodbye.
oh,
So they do
how
something like
dramatic.
that, but it's with the Empire State Building.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And that, so please
It's
check
so
that
funny.
out. And then the one that's of Co-op, the musical. I actually,
Are you going to pull something
I
up?
mean, I just kind of want to take us out on like.
You do that,
just-
and I'll say I would like to not recommend one of them.
Oh my
because
God.
I don't know if you're familiar with the performance artist Spalding Gray. He did Swimming to Cambodia. I studied him a lot, and he's a great actor. He's a talented guy. He's a great actor and stuff. But we studied him in college, and I hate Swimming to Cambodia. It makes me so uncomfortable.
Really?
And they do a parody of Spalding Gray, and it's so spot on. It made me uncomfortable.
I'm serious. It's so good. Okay, so I know a lot of people on here are Broadway buffs, as are we. Mm-hmm. Hands down, my favorite is the one called Co-op, the Broadway cast recording. It's a parody of Company, the Broadway musical.
So the characters in it, Richard Kind is
Richard
in it.
Kind is
Paula Pell, one of my favorite writers.
I gotta go.
Oh my God, it's so good. Okay.
You guys, we're just gonna take you out on a little bit of the first song from Co-op. Please treat yourself and look up Documentary Now. Have a great week. Thanks. We love you. Bye.
Arts under scaffolding. Co-op. The staff can't do anything. Co-op. But they might still strike this spring. That's the gossip at the mail drop. Here in our co-op. Whose package is this? Something from overnight insulin emergency providers? Going once, twice,